Chapter 15. How Siegfried Was Betrayed. Upon the fourth morning 32 men were seen to ride to court, and tale was brought to mighty Gunther that war had been declared. The very direct woes befell fair women from a lie. They gained leave to come before the king, and say that they were Ludger's men, whom Siegfried's hand had conquered afore, and had brought as hostages to Gunther's land. He greeted then the messengers, and bade them go and seat them. One among them spake, My lord, pray let us stand till we have told the message we do bear you. This know, ye have a truth, many a mother's son is foe. Ludegast and Ludeger, whom ye one time gave grievous sores, declared a feud against you, and are minded to ride with army to this land. The king waxed wroth, then he heard this tale. Men bade lead the prejurors to the lodgings. How might Siegfried, or any else against whom they plotted, wear him himself against their wiles? This later brought great sorrow to them all. The king walked whispering with his friends. Hagen of Tronig never let him rest, and now of the king's liegemen would fain have parted the strife. But Hagen would not give up his plan. On a day Siegfried found him whispering. The hero of Netherland gan ask, How go the king send his men so sadly? I'll help avenge it. Hath any done you aught? Then spake King Gunther, I am rightly sad. Ludegast and Ludeger have challenged me to war. They are minded to ride openly into my land. At this the bold knight spoke, Siegfried's hand shall hinder that with zeal, as beseem all your honours. I'll do ye to these knights as I did before. I'll lay waste their lands, or ever I turn again. Be my head your pledge of this. Ye and your warriors shall stay at home, and let me ride to meet them with those I have. I'll let you see how fain I serve you. This know, therefore, me it shall go evil with your foes. Well is me of these tidings, spake then the king, as though he were glad and earnest of this aid. With guile the faithless man bowed low. Quoth Lord Siegfried, Ye shall have small care. Then they made ready for the journey hence with the men-at-arms. This was done for Siegfried, and as men to see. He too bade those of Netherland get them ready. Siegfried's warriors sought out warlike weeds. Then the stalwart Siegfried spake, My father Sigmund, ye must stay here. Ye shall return in short space hither to the Rhine, and God give us luck. We must here make merry with the king. They tied fast their banners, as though they would away, and they were now of Gunther's men, who wist not therefore this was done. Great rout of men was seen to Siegfried's side. They bound their helmets and their breastplates upon steeds, and many a stout knight made ready to quit the land. Then Hagen of Tronig went to find Kriemhild, and asked for leave, saith they would void the land. Now well is me, spake Kriemhild, that I have won a husband who dare protect so well my loving kinsfolk, as my lord Siegfried doeth here. Therefore, spake the queen, will I be glad of heart, dear friend Hagen. Think on that I do serve you gladly, and never did bear you hate. We quit this now to me and my dear husband. Let him not suffer. If I have done to Brunhild aught, I since have rued it, spoke the noble wife. Moreover, he since hath beaten me black and blue, the brave hero, and good hath well avenged that I ever spake with grieved her heart. You'll be friends once more after some days, Kriemhild, dear lady. Pray tell me how I may serve you and your husband Siegfried. Liefer will I do this for you than for any else. I should be without all fear, quoth the noble dame, that any one who would take his life in fray. If he would not follow his overwhelming mood, then the bold knight and I were safe. Lady, spake then Hagen, and ye do think that men might wound him. Pray let me know what the manner of arts I can prevent this. On foot, on horse, will I ever be his guard. She spake, Thou art my kinsman, and I am thine. I'll commend to thee trustingly the dear love of mine, that thou must guard him well, mine own dear husband. She made him acquaint with tales which had been better left unsaid. She spake, My husband is brave and strong enow. When he slew the dragon on the hill, the lusty warrior bathed him of a truth in the blood, so that since then no weapon have cut him in the fray. Yet am I in fear whenever he standeth in the fight, and many javelins are cast by hero's hand, that I may lose this dear husband of mine. Alas, how oft I suffer sore for Siegfried's sake. Dear kinsman, in the hope that thou wilt hold thy troth with me, I'll tell thee where my men may wound the dear lord of mine. I let thee hear this, 'tis done in faith. When the hot blood gushed from the dragon's wounds, and the bold hero had good bathed him therein, a broad linden leaf did fall betwixt his shoulder blades. Therefore my sore fray, that men may cut him there. Then spake Hagen of Troneg, Sew a small mark upon his coat, thereby I may know where I must guard him, wherein ye stand in battle. She weened and saw save her knight, but 'twas done unto his death. She spoke, With fine silk I'll sew a secret cross upon his vesture. There, knight, thy hand must guard my husband. Then the strife is on, and he standeth in the battle for his foes. That will I well, dear my lady, Hagen then replied. The lady weened that it would bone him aught, but he, Kriemhild's husband, was thereby betrayed. Hagen then took leave, merrily he hied him hence, and the king's liegeman was blithe of mood. I ween that never more will warrior give such false counsel, as was done by him when Kriemhild trusted in his truth. Next morning Siegfried, with 1,000 of his men, rode merrily forth. He weened he would revenge the grievance of his kinsman, and Hagen rode so near him that he could eye his clothes. When he saw the sign, he sent in secret 2 of his men, who shall tell another tale, that Gunther's land should have peace, and that Ludeger had sent them to the king. How Eyeth Siegfried now rode home again, or even he had avenged his kinsman's wrongs. Gunther's men could hardly turn him back. He rode them to the king. The hosts gained thank him. Now God requite you of your will, friend Siegfried, that ye do so willingly that I bid you. For this I'll ever serve you as I rightfully should. I trust you more than all my friends, now that we be rid of this foray. I am minded to ride a hunting for bears, and boars to Vorse's forest, as I have done oft time. That Hagen, faithless knight, had counselled. Let it be told to all my guests that we ride betimes. Those that would hunt with me must make them ready. If any choose to stay at home to court the ladies, that liketh me as well. Then spake Sir Siegfried in lordly wise, An ye would a hunting, I'd fain go with you. Pray lend me a huntsman and some brach, and I will ride to Pines. Will ye have but one? Spoketh King anon. I'll lend you, an ye will, 4 men to whom both wooded paths be known, where the game is wont to go, and who will not let you miss the camp. Then rode the full lusty warrior to his wife, whilst Hagen quickly told the king how he thought the trap the doughty knight. A man should never use such faithlessness.